Women in History. Today's episode, Susan B. Anthony. Susan B. Anthony was born on February 15, 1820. She was an activist for women's rights and an American social reformer. She was probably best known for playing a vital role in the women's suffrage movement. She was committed to social equality at a young age. At age 17, Susan collected anti-slavery petitions. In 1856, she worked for the American Anti-Slavery Society as a New York agent. During the Civil War, she helped to form the Women's Loyal National League, where she collected almost 400,000 signatures in support of the abolition of slavery. When the war was over, she helped to create the American Equal Rights Association. This organization supported equal rights for both women, as well as African Americans. In 1868, Susan and her associates published a newspaper called The Revolution. It was geared toward the support of women's rights. A year later, they founded the National Woman's Suffrage Association. During this time in our nation's history, women were not allowed to vote. Susan challenged the system in 1872, by attempting to vote in Rochester, New York. She was arrested for violating that law. She was convicted and ordered to pay a fine, but she refused to pay. The authorities decided not to take further action against her. In 1878, Susan and her associates worked hard to introduce a new amendment to the United States Constitution, giving women the right to vote. In 1920, the 19th Amendment was finally ratified, giving all women in the United States the right to vote. Susan B. Anthony died on March 13, 1906 in her home in Rochester, New York. She did not live to witness the full impact of her work on the national level, but she was honored long after she passed away. She was the first female to appear on a U.S. coin, which was the dollar coin. We honor her work, and her long-lasting contributions for the rights of all American women.